Meeting is live on YouTube, and we will get started in less than a minute.
I
Actually,
saw Raj sir join. I don't see him in the meeting right now.
I'm muting everyone. Good evening and welcome to yet another meeting number 124 of professional speakers where eloquence meets excellence. Can we have a huge round of applause? Virtual applauses are also welcome. Thank you so much for taking the lead on this, Toastmaster Krish and Toastmaster Urfia Abdul. Here we are at the end, what is possibly the last meeting, the last official meeting, definitely, of professional speakers, the last regular meeting. We will, of course, be meeting on Wednesday at 9:30 for our table topics session. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. For the last time as president, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the guests. Please join me in applauding the presence of Arshi Chadda, Toastmaster Geeta Kashyap, Toastmaster Krish, Toastmaster Haritika, Toastmaster Anisha, Toastmaster Shavik Datta, our Power Talk speaker for today. Most welcome, Shavik. And of course, the person who played the role of Toastmaster of the Day last week with such eloquence, Toastmaster Urfia Abdul. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And now let us get started with one of the key features of the professional speakers, which is our short term goals. I will be sharing the screen. And as soon as you see your name pop up, I would request the respective professional speaker to update us about their short term goals. Sharing screen now. Screen is up. I would request Aditya to be ready with his short term goal and set the ball rolling. There you go.
Good evening, everybody. My short term goal is to post 5 LinkedIn articles by 31st December and write 3 answers per week on Quora. Due to my schedule of back to back traveling, I haven't been able to stay on track with my short term goals. But by December 31st, I will make sure I finish my 5 LinkedIn articles. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. This is Anshupriya Prasad, and my short term goal is to improve my listening skills. And I hope that today's Power Talk will help me in achieving my goal. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Honey and I have edited my short-term goal recently to start my HPL project by 30th December and the discussions and team creation is in progress. I am very hopeful it will be done by 30th of December. Thank you.
Mukesh will be joining us late. Do we have Raj Mehta?
Hello everyone, I'm Raj Mehta. My short-term goals are to improve my speaking skills. For that, I'm reading novel every day, and also I'm practicing speaking in different ways. And my progress is not that much satisfactory that it should be, and I need to work a bit more harder, and I would be working on that. Thank you.
You?
Toastmaster Rudy, you're on mute. Now I think you're back on.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My short-term goals are to reduce my crutch words and filler sounds to less than 4 in an 18-minute speech, have zero grammatical errors, use at least 4 new or uncommon phrases or words in a 5 to 7-minute speech, and zero defect for time limit. I am not doing very well on the time limit part, but I'm hoping to improve as the new year commences. Thank you.
My short term goal, I will be delivering a keynote on January 9, 2021, and I seek professional speaking opportunities. So far, I have practiced my speech 8 times. I'm fairly confident about January 9, 2021. I will share the meeting details with everyone. What I'm not so confident about is what is going to be my next short term goal. But that is a problem for Mukesh Thakur to figure out. So I'm not worrying too much on that front.
Hello everyone, myself Sandeep. I have two SMART goals. One is to have the better command in English language. The improvement which I made last week is to I have rigorously following myself and practicing on articles, which was the feedback from most of the guests and the members. Secondly, I have started reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and I read 2 chapters of that. Yes, there is still, I need to cover the impromptu speaking, and I hope I will come back by next month. Over to you, Presiding Officer.
You have to unmute yourself, Shafriya.
Thank you so much, Rupender. Hi, everyone. This is Chef Priya from Professional Speakers. My short-term goals are focused to enhance my writing skills. I have not been doing very well. I intended to change my short-term goals, but I think the problem is perseverance and not the goal itself. So I am trying to rewrite or trying to work on my articles writing goal, and I intend to complete by June 30th, 2021. Thank you very much. Back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Stop the sharing of the screen. Thank you very much, everyone, for sharing your short term goals and your progress with the club. It is important that we maintain a close watch on our short term goals. Now, moving on to the meeting, and more importantly, the theme of the meeting. I always say that the world needs storytellers, and storytellers need stories. One of the stories you can always tell is the story of your life or of your experiences. Now, the best thing about stories is that your story might not have had the beginning that you wanted, but how it ends is very much in your hand. So, how does your story end? As we come to the end of a rather eventful 2020, who better to tell us than Toastmaster Hani Khanduja with her riveting and hopefully propitious theme, happy endings. Toastmaster Hani Khanduja, happy endings, happy endings, Toastmaster Hani Khanduja.
Thank you, Mr. President. And while I completely agree with you that the beginning might not be in our hand, we might not be able to choose what we get, but we always get to choose how we end, how we decide to end the stories we are a part of. With 19 people in this room, or rather 18, there are 18 different stories in this room. Every story has gone through different turbulences in this year 2020. Many people would call it a difficult year, but I choose to call it a different year. A different year with a lot of things that were unexpected, a lot of things that just come like boom. I was supposed to fly on 13th March 2020 for a friend's wedding in Udaipur. a very dear friend coming from New York was getting married in Udaipur, and it was a destination wedding. How can I miss it? On my way to airport, my friend decided that we are not going to attend this wedding. And we came back. As it was planned, we spent the wedding eve watching him on Zoom, getting married to his girlfriend. But while I was thinking that day, oh, I missed that wedding. And then gradually over the period of days when the lockdown happened, I realized that my life, or probably my story in 2020 is like quarantined. Over the month, I just kept on visualizing myself traveling inside. While I was always writing throughout the first 3 months, because writing was the best therapy to me, I was penning down that I visited almost 23 cities in the last year. And this year, I was all homebound. But to my surprise, in the last 8 months, I have traveled more inside than anything that could have been offered by those 23 cities in the last year. I know many people have seen different kind of struggles in this year. If we look back, many people will call it a lot of sufferings, a lot of challenges, be it, I don't want to even name coronavirus right now, but economy, financials, no travel. Probably most of my friends are regretting the travel stories they could have created this year. But there are lots and lots of different things that we went through. But if I have to just tell you one thing, and I would urge you to do it in the next 4 days, is to look back at all the happy things we had in 2020. There's no doubt in the leadership training that I have been doing as a part of my profession, we realize that across the globe, more empathetic leadership has evolved, and so has mankind. The humanity has won over all the things that you could have asked for. People are more humble. Humility has taken over everything that was there in our offices. From the start of our work to the end of our night, we are always looking at something different throughout the day. But we are more connected to our people now. In this social distanced world, we are urging and we are moving towards more meaningful connection. And I hope you would agree with me, these things would help you realize the happy endings. There are many quotes about happy ending that you can probably look at. But what I want you to leave for this year and close the doors while you welcome 2021 would be, what are the things that you're going to take care of in 2021? What are the learnings that you're going to take away from 2020? And if you have a story to share, just like Rupinder mentioned, what would be your story for 2020? Let me tell you, COVID might be the biggest thing that happened in 2020, but that's not the story. And that's not the only story. There are a lot of good stories that would have happened in your life. Embrace, accept, and appreciate those stories in the next 4 days to call it a happy ending. Now, I'll be talking about more such happy ending throughout the meeting, but let's quickly jump on to the professional speakers meeting structure. I welcome you all to the 124th meeting of Professional Speakers Toastmasters Club with all those beautiful smiles that I can see on the camera right now. Let me tell you that Professional Speakers has a very unique structure which has 5 segments to the meeting. Give me a second while I share the screen. So just like we are professional speakers, the meeting begins with professional speech. But before that, you have already seen the structure wherein we had discussed our short-term goals. Our president introduced the series of short-term goals that each and every professional speaker has designed for themselves, and they are taking care of all those goals in their journey. But now, moving forward from here, we'll have first segment of the professional speaker, whereas Shipriya Gauri would be helping us with a powerful speech, Don't Help. We'll have a table topic speaker, table topic master, Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur, DTM. He'll be taking us through some interesting table topic section. That will be the second segment of the meeting. After that, we'll be moving to prepared speakers with some mind-blowing speeches that I'm personally looking at by Rupinder Singh, DTM, and Aditya Gupta. From there on, we'll move on to one of the Power Pack section, and that's the highlight of professional speakers meeting, which is our Power Talk speaker, Power Talk section, wherein we have a Power Talk speaker today, Shavik Datta, DTM, and he'll be helping us understand more about active listening. Now, all these meeting structures will be taken care by several role players in the meeting, and all these sections will be concluded for a happy ending with a learning segment in the evaluation section in the end. But evaluation section will be taken care by different role players. So let me quickly introduce our role players for the meeting. The general evaluator for the meeting would be Toastmaster Sandeep Kumar. The role of grammarian will be played by Roli Sinha. Our counter by Toastmaster Anshu Priya Prasad, and our timer who will be helping us be on time always would be Toastmaster Raj Mehta. Our table topic master would be Mukesh Thakur, DTM. But for now, I would request Toastmaster Roli Sinha to quickly introduce the word of the day, which she has already posted in the chat, for propitious beginnings to move towards the happy endings. Let me welcome Roli Sinha.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the meeting. The word of the day today is propitious. I felt that it encounters within itself the happy ending and a propitious new beginning. As we are embarking on 2021, I wish all of you a propitious beginning, which means favorable, auspicious. And you can also count on it with having a happy outcome. I'll be back with the report of the creative and awkward usages and the number of times the word of the day is used when the general evaluator calls me. In the meantime, during the entire meeting, whenever you see somebody, whenever you hear somebody use the word propitious, please do raise a thumbs up. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster of the meeting.
Thank you, Madam Roli Sinha, the grammarian, and probably you would realize it in the evaluation reports, which she'll present, that she is the grammarian of professional speakers that we have got. I personally look forward to the grammarian report all the time she plays the role, because she's the one who's very meticulous and very particular about the words, the pronunciations, and overall language usages. So I wish you all the very best to get your name captured in her report in the happy part of it. And while we have a lot of thumbs up that she has pointed out, thank you, Roli, for bringing up that element. So now that we have introduced the role players, we have introduced the structure of this meeting into these 5 beautiful segments that we are going to start with. Let me quickly jump on to the first and the very critical section of professional speakers meeting. Now, you may call that all of us are professional speakers, and that's true. But in every meeting, we have one dedicated professional speaker who delivers a professional speech around some topic that they are researching upon, or they are expertise upon, or they look forward to share with all of us. So today we have Shipriya Gauri, who's a talent and change consultant by profession and a Toastmaster by passion. Now, when I looked at her introduction, I almost smiled, because obviously I can relate when she says that she has a love for traveling and exploring different countries and experiencing different cultures. She's eagerly waiting, obviously, for COVID to end so that she can get back to her travel plans for exploration. And obviously, when traveling and Toastmasters is combined, who knows that Shipriya can miss a meeting? Never. So today we have our professional speaker. Let me let me welcome Shipriya Gauri on the virtual stage here. As she takes the virtual stage in spotlight with a virtual round of applause, Shipriya Gauri, don't help, don't help, Shipriya Gauri.
Help the helpless. That was the moral of the story when my school teacher taught me moral science. I learned this when I was in 6th grade. Until today, I wanted to follow it. My teacher, my favorite teacher, probably the only subject where I would get an A grade, taught me this. And what happens when you help somebody? Do you feel good? Do you feel special? Do you feel that you are at the top of the world because you were able to help someone? Do you feel that suddenly your confidence level has increased? I felt that too. And I wanted to continue helping someone else. And I was on a lookout. It appeared as if I was one of those I had those sniper guns and I was looking for a target to help. And for the next few years, that's all I did. Every single day, I went home with a feeling of content. I had a great sleep. The minute I hit the bed, I said, "Ha, what a lovely day." And I used to fall asleep. Why does it happen? Because of the endorphins which come out because I helped someone. And I do get people who are just like me, who get excited, who look forward to extending their hand to someone else. Imagine when you were traveling in a metro, in Delhi Metro, if at all you could, there would always be one person who would hold the door for someone else. There's always one person who would give up his or her seat so that someone else can sit. There was always one person who helped somebody in the wheelchair. And you feel that this world is full of people who have humanity. You feel that these are the people who make this world a better place. These are the people who actually bring that lovely smile into your face. But guess what? Today, I'm going to tell you not to help. Surprised? A bit. I could see some faces frowning, the smiles turning upside down, some people confused, and some people grinning. As I was on my streak to helping others, I often forgot what it is for the other person. I saw a very depressing post a few days back of my friend, and the helper in me suddenly jumped out of the bed, and I called his mother, his sister, his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, his best friend, and even his colleague. I tried to find out what is going wrong. And everybody said, "Hey, you know how he is. He's somebody who's slightly needy, who needs a little bit of attention. So we all are there to help him." I said, "Isn't he supposed to be in heaven? He has people around himself who helps him constantly. He doesn't even have to lift a finger, whether at home or at work. Why would somebody be so depressed?" So I called him, not to help him this time, but to yell at him that because of people like you, people who are actually helping, we feel so ungrateful. What is wrong with you? And then I heard an earful. He said, "It's just that people around me help me so much that I forgot the sense of achievement." He said, "Every single time I wanted to gain a good score, my father comes into rescue. He couldn't even have a thought of me scoring a lesser mark. So every single time, he used to bribe my teachers. He was the trustee of the college I studied in. So me getting an A grade was not an outcome of my own effort. I ended up working in his company. Not even a single day, my hard work was encouraged. Every single day, it was just a reminder of how fortunate I am that I am his son. When I came home, my mom did everything for me. I wouldn't even have to lift a finger. Do you know how great that is? Well, guess not. Guess what? It's not. Because even when I eat the most sumptuous meal of the day, I feel that I don't deserve it. And every friend of mine, my girlfriend, my best friend, they're all looking to help me. I am suffering through a clinical depression because I've lost the sense of achievement. My dear Toastmasters, when we feel happy helping someone else, what do? We claim their chance of happiness. We claim their chance of success. We claim their chance, the sense of achievement, and we grab it to us. So are we really helping them? Or are we stealing their thunder? Every single night when I go home to sleep, I feel so content. I get a great night's sleep. But then I realize I'm probably stealing someone else's good night's sleep. If I knew what I was stealing, would you really think so that I deserve to be happy? Am I really helping them or am I helping myself? There is a Toastmaster who I recently encountered. He's a president of one of my home clubs. I hated him a lot because he refused to help me. Every single time I asked a question about pathways, he says, well, all you have to do is go and read the pathways manual. You don't need me to tell you that. And I hated him because sometimes I need the answers immediately, right? That's why I called Roli and I pester her. That's why Devina Chaturvedi has refused to take my phone. That's why I inundate Rupender Singh's WhatsApp messages, because I need to get the answers immediately. But this person would never help me. And I thought he hated me. Well, not possible, but still exceptions happen. Then I asked my fellow members of the same club. He never helped them also. He is a president and he's supposed to help his executive committee do the best. And I remember very clearly my VP Education asked a question, hi, can I do this, Mr. President? And he said, if you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. Now, how on earth is it helpful in any direction? Every time I had a question regarding the contest, he says, you don't know that there is something called a contest rule book. Well, I know, I'm not going to read the whole book. He said, then I'm not going to help you. And I hated him for the last 3 months. But yesterday, as we had the new EC installation, there was an 18 minutes video played just for him. And I thought, why would you give a man so much tribute who refused to help you? And every single person in that meeting said, by not helping me, you let me help myself. Next time, when I had to look for that answer in that contest rule book, I knew that I didn't have to call a Rupender or a Roli Sinha. Next time, when a VP education had to take a decision on by her own, she didn't have to depend on her president. Next time, if the VPPR had to ask whether the poster was in line with the Toastmasters branding guidelines, he didn't need to ask the president or anyone else. He made us grow with ourselves. He made us self-dependent and self-reliant. At the end of the term, each and every EC officer had a great sense of achievement because they did not seek help from someone else. Do you really think so? By helping someone, we're actually helping that person. We have two different stories. A story of mine where I am waiting for or to help someone. I'm waiting to steal their thunder. At the same time, I don't say that my intentions are absolutely wrong, but still, I might end up doing a great damage, which I have zero idea about. And there's this another man who chooses not to help them. At the end, he probably helped them the most. So what do we do? So am I trying to say that don't help people at all? Am I trying to say that we should go against humanity? Am I trying to say that just be selfish? Is that what I'm trying to say? And I'm sure a lot of perplexed faces over here are thinking about the same. But that's not what I mean. I'm just saying, help someone till the time that they still have their own sense of achievement. Listen to somebody. Today we have a great Power Talk speech, which is about active listening. Sometimes just empathetically listening to somebody can actually make you a great helper. For example, a person like me who loves to help someone, I would always listen as a professor. Honey is talking about something. How do I ensure that I help her? Can I look for a problem to solve? What are the options should I tell her so that they are the potential solutions for her issues? Or, honey, I know that you need someone to lend ears to. Just tell me. I wouldn't judge you. My objective is not to solve your problem. Well, that's your forte. My objective is just to listen to you so that you could share your problem to someone new and then think of a solution of your own. Don't you think the second option is way better and probably a little more empathetic? If you somewhat agree, give me a thumbs up. If you don't agree, still give me a thumbs up because it's about empathetic listening, okay? Thank you. And Rupinder, you can smile or thank you so much. So what is that we could do to help others? Be present. A lot of patients who are suffering from mental illness do not have a place, a safe space to be themselves. Be there without judging them. Be there just as a supporting material. Be there just as a supporting character or supporting actor. Do not be their heroes. Because if you become their heroes, they wouldn't be the heroes of their own life. And the biggest problem in anyone's life is, or any individual is, that there are no damsels in distress. You need to enable them, or we need to enable them so that they become the knight in their own shining armor. Don't steal their thunder. Don't help just because you want to help themselves. Help them so that they can be the heroes of their own story. Thank you very much. Back to you, Madam Toastmasters.
Thank you so much, Shipriya. That was an amazingly touching way to tell people not to help. Cool. So we'll observe 1 minute of silence as every one of you get to write a quick feedback for Shipriya's speech You might be called upon to share your feedback in the evaluation section when Shipriya takes the virtual stage again. So 1 minute timer requests your support. Thank you, timer Raj Mehta. When I asked Shipriya that what's the best thing that happened to her, or probably what is the best thing that she feels happened in 2020, she had the most powerful reply that I have ever heard, and that's humanity. I did share that humanity is the thing that actually was the strongest realization of 2020. As if we were not human before, we were. But we never realized that humanity is above all. And on that note, let me bring a small twist to the meeting structure and move the impromptu session to the later part of the meeting. As we move now, we will be having the prepared speeches first. The prepared speech section is a very similar section of a conventional Toastmasters meeting, wherein our speakers, where our members will be delivering prepared speeches from their manuals from Toastmasters curriculum. I should say pathways. I know I'm an old school girl for Toastmasters. I'm still following the curriculum. But from the pathways curriculum, they have taken up their projects and they'll be delivering speeches. So let me help get the first speaker on the virtual stage. And the first speaker, probably, I would not call him a speaker actually. I will call him a district general evaluator. And this district general evaluator is going to help us with obviously a very connected speech that he's looking forward to, the GE role. So I hope you got to know whom I'm talking about. Yes, the district general evaluator, I'm talking about Rupinder Singh, who's a compulsive connoisseur, a lethargic laggard, and a sound sleeper. And you would have already heard a lot of all these elements of Toastmasters introduction that he has given to us. But for me, he's a very dear friend, a person who's an inspiration for me in terms of his dedication for Toastmasters and the way he impacts each and every life that he happened to connect with in any of the Toastmasters meeting he go to. Today he's taking up his project 2, level 1, from first speech, that's the first speech from project 2, from effective coaching as a pathway. Who else can better do this job to help us with the role of GE for a better understanding than the district general evaluator? Disclaimer, if there are any district leaders, this is a self-created tag here. So let's welcome Rupinder Singh on the virtual stage, putting him in the spotlight. And Rupinder, would you like to do an audio video check?
I've unmuted myself. Am I audible?
Yes, definitely. We can see you, we can hear you. So guys, help me welcome with a huge round of applause, Rupinder Singh, the GE role. The GE role, Rupinder Singh.
With great power comes great responsibility, said Ben Parker to Peter Parker. And said Rupinder Singh to anyone who has his wife's phone number. Good evening, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. The general evaluator role is considered to be the most powerful role in a Toastmasters meeting. I have had the good fortune of playing the general evaluator on countless times. Today, I want to share some learnings, some best practices in the general evaluator role. Hopefully, this will help you in at least knowing what best practices you want to follow. My thoughts go back to the first time I played the role of general evaluator. I thought that I was supposed to evaluate each and every aspect of the meeting. Now, those days, our meetings used to feature a tea break right in the middle of the meeting. Somebody would get tea and snacks for everyone. I actually commented on the tea and the snacks. It was a while later that a senior Toastmaster who happened to be visiting our club took me aside and said, "You don't have to evaluate each and everything. And by the way, you took 23 minutes as general evaluator on stage. That is criminal." Now, I made my assessment and I came to the realization that as a general evaluator, you should not take more than 10 to 12 minutes. Anything above 12 minutes is a criminal waste of time. As a general evaluator, I take 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate the table topics if there is no table topics evaluator. And I take 3 to 5 minutes to evaluate the overall meeting, which means that the minimum time that I will spend on stage is 5 minutes and the maximum time that I will spend is 8 minutes. Add to that the fact that as general evaluator, I get to introduce the tag team, timer, our counter grammarian, and the various evaluators, comes to around 10 to 12 minutes. My second pet peeve with the general evaluators that I have seen. Like I said, I evaluated even the food and the drinks that came in. They have this overriding tendency or an urge to evaluate everyone, and that includes the prepared speakers. Now, you might have a differing opinion as to why the general evaluator should evaluate prepared speakers. My reasoning is very simple. You do not evaluate grammar as general evaluator. You do not evaluate the R counts as general evaluator. You yourself are not taking care of time as general evaluator. Why? Because you have dedicated roles for these three. Why would you then evaluate the speakers? Because they have dedicated evaluators. Aside from it being unnecessary, it is also a waste of time. I once was privy to a Toastmasters meeting where a general evaluator took 45 minutes in her total evaluation. Considering that it was a community club holding a meeting at a paid venue, they were forced to pay extra for a 2-hour meeting. This to me was a criminal waste of time. And I believe that general evaluators should not evaluate speakers, just as they do not evaluate the other aspect of the meetings. The third lesson that I want you all to learn is that being a GE does not entitle you to be God. Many times I have seen the general evaluator step totally out of line. Once I heard a once I heard a general evaluator actually criticize a fellow role player. I motioned to the presiding officer that this needs to be called out, but the general evaluator was too senior to be called out, and the presiding officer hesitated. When I took it up with the general evaluator and I said that this might come across as wrong, they agreed that it might come across as wrong, but they said that there is nobody to tell them. So, we will all play different roles. We will all make different mistakes. Hopefully, today you learned not how not to make mistakes as a general evaluator. To conclude, don't take more than 10 to 12 minutes. Do not evaluate speakers. And remember that a general evaluator is not God. That and the fact that with great power comes great responsibility. So said Ben Parker to Peter Parker. And so said Rupinder Singh to anyone who has his wife's phone number. If you have my wife's phone number, let me know. I'll get it changed. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
That's really a concise way of giving us the lessons to be a good general evaluator. With all those smiles, may I request a 1-minute silence to quickly write your feedback for Rupinder's speech, which we can help him with in the evaluation section when he take the virtual stage again. Timer, request your support. Thank you, Toastmaster Raj Mehta. Now we move on to the next very interesting speech that is coming up in this segment. I'm very sure the speaker is definitely looking at a happy ending of 2020 with his continuous travel that he is into. And today he's going to share one of his travel experience with us. I know you would be following his stories, and here I go with his quick introduction. When Aditya Gupta, our next speaker, he describes himself as a listener, learner, and speaker. And he's living his life on the inside out philosophy by the law of 33%. He spent 33% of his time with people who are way ahead of time and learn from them. Next 33% with his peers, family, and friends, and the rest 33% sharing those learning with others and help them grow. He's on a mission to lead a meaningful life and impact 1 million lives by 2030. Today, Aditya is taking up Level 3 Project 2, Creative Effective Visual Aids from Innovative Planning. And what better way to share a beautiful amateur solo trek to Tungnath and Chandrashila. Help me welcome Aditya on the virtual stage to be spotlighted. Audio video check, Aditya, if you want to do.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Aditya Gupta, an amateur solo trek to Tungnath and Chandrashila. An amateur solo trek to Tungnath and Chandrashila, Aditya Gupta.
Thank you, Madam T. M. Modi. Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and guests. Like our presiding officer said, why not tell a story about your life experiences? And our Madam T. M. Modi said, reflect on the experiences of 2020. Continuing to that, I was facing some business challenges towards the later part of this year. And looking for some answers to those challenges, in the first week of December, I went on a solo moonlight trek to Tungnath, which is the highest Shiva temple in the world, and Chandrashila, which is the summit of Tungnath at 13,000 feet. The trek experience was a huge lesson in disguise, and it did give me not what I wanted, but what I needed. Because humans are visual thinkers, instead of telling you about my experience, I would like to take you there. I would like to show you and take you there. I am planning to create my first ever vlog of the experience, and I need your insights for that. Just like before releasing a movie, a trailer is released to excite the audience, I too have created a trailer for my vlog, and I wish to share it with you all. The trailer has 4 things: raw footage of the solo trek, unfiltered emotions, the legendary Himalayan sunrise at 13,000 feet, considered the best in India, and a 360-degree view of the Greater Himalayas. Now, what I want to get feedback from specifically are on these 4 areas. Number 1, what did you like about the trailer? Number 2 is which part of the trailer did not connect with you? Number 3, what can be improved to make it more exciting? And number 4 is what would you like to see in the full vlog? Now, this is a short 3-minute video. I hope you like it. Sharing the screen. Timot, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see the screen, but I think it's as of now it's blank. Yeah. Yes.
It's 5:30 a.m. We've been trekking for 2 hours, and believe you me, this has not been as easy as I thought. This trek gets steeper and steeper. Oh भाई, वहाँ जाना है, चंद्रशिला पीक. अरे यार, चलो भैया. 10 minutes break done, and we are back on track. जय भोलेनाथ. आज तो बेटा पीक देख कर ही जाऊंगा. I better shut this. I have to climb all the way back. Disheartening, yaar. It's difficult. Almost there at the peak. The way I'm speaking right now, because it's damn cold and my breath, I have no stamina left, so I'm dropping some more of my stuff behind this. This trek is teaching me a lot of lessons which I could not have learned otherwise.
That was the small trailer I created. Apologies for the unprofessionalism of some parts of it. I made it on my mobile phone. I will quickly tell you the 4 things once again on which I'm looking for feedback specifically. Number 1, what did you like about the trailer? Number 2, which part did not connect with you? Number 3 is what can be improved to make it more exciting? Number 4 is what would you like to see in the complete vlog? Now with this, I would like to improve on my visual storytelling skills. And with that, I hand it over back to you, Madam TMOD. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. I'm still in that awe of that feeling of being on the peak and experiencing that chilling winters. And now I request everyone to quickly take 1 minute to write a quick feedback. And it would be good if you can write the feedback as per what Aditya had requested for in any of the 4 elements that you have any input. You would be called upon to share the feedback in the evaluation section. Timer, need your support to mention 1 minute. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Raj Mehta, for helping us be on time. I can see a couple of people still wrapping up or writing something. Okay, thank you so much. So may I request now that we have the visual journey of this trek. Like for me personally, I was wondering that how would I have reflected in any of the exploration or any of the trip. I'm very sure you would have some visual or some imageries in your head while we watch this video, and we'll be helping Aditya with the feedback. And probably I'll be coming back to the question again toward the end of the meeting, that if there is one word or probably one thing that comes to your head of what you want to take as a learning or a reflection from 2020, do think about it. Just one word or probably one thing that you want to take away with a smile and step into 2021. While you do that, please help me welcome our newly appointed table topic master. So our table topic master has been changed because unfortunately Mukesh Thakur DTM could not join our meeting so far. So maybe request Shivpriya Gauri to take up the virtual stage and help us with an exciting table topic section wherein the people with the black boxes, wherein I can see the name, I know them, I have seen them before, but probably Shivpriya can help them open up their video cameras and show up and share their words. So Shivpriya, the stage is all yours as a table topic master.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. A very good evening to you once again. This morning, I had a realization. I realized that our life itself is a table topics, where we are thrown at situations which are ambiguous. We are thrown at situations which are uncertain. We are thrown at situations which is scary. And the best part is that as a Toastmaster, I learned the art of tackling something which is unknown. And I get inspired by table topic speakers every single day. It gives me or makes me a better thriver, a better survivor in 2020. And I wish you all for 2021. With that, I would quickly like to introduce my first table topic speaker. That's right, I've already identified my victims just to save time, and I've also taken the consent of the same. So my first table topic speaker for the day is Toastmaster Urfia. Hi, Urfia. Looks like you're all set. Could you quickly do a video check?
You see me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Toastmaster Urfia, there is no real ending. It's just a place where you stop the story. There is no real ending. It's just a place where you stop the story. Toastmaster Urfia.
With this topic that you've given me, first of all, thank you. It reminds me of the time when a year back, when unfortunately my father had a stroke. And I had to quit my job, quit my studies, and come back home because I decided that taking care of him was the utmost important at that time. Though after about 8 to 9 months, I started thinking about my career, my job, my future, and I was in the middle of deciding whether I want to stay home and take care of him, or do I want to take a step out and think about my future. So it was a very difficult position for me to be in. And then after a few months, I got a call from one of the leading consulting firms and I got an offer. Again, it was a difficult choice to make, which I took up the opportunity and I joined that organization. Little did I know that once I left home, my father also started having withdrawal symptoms because he was really attached to having me around. That one day when I was on a call with him, he told me that you left me alone, तुमने मेरे साथ अच्छा नहीं किया. So that at that time I felt so, I have no words to describe that feeling, but I felt really selfish and I thought I made a choice that was probably not correct. And then Corona happened, and 2020 happened. And I would say, fortunately, I came back home while having a job at my hand, while staying close to my family and taking care of my dad as well. So at that, the topic that you gave me, that the story was not the end, that was just the beginning. At that time, I thought I made a selfish choice, but it led me to a beautiful story now that I'm home, having the job in my hand and staying close to my dad. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Urfia. That was very, very beautifully put across. Thank you. Now I move on to my victim number 2, which is Toastmaster Suchasmita. Are you here? Yes, you are. Let's do a quick audio video check. Could you please confirm that? Could you just say something so that I could confirm that you're audible?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Great. So, Suchasmita, I have a very interesting topic for you. In our films, we have, even in our lives, we say that everything goes well at the end, right? So if the ending is not happy, that means the movie is not over. If the ending is not happy, that means the movie is not over. Toastmaster Suchasmita.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, DTM Shivpriya. As you said, that if the ending is not happy, the movie is not happy. But I don't believe that. If the ending is not happy, it's all about your feelings. It's all about your thoughts. If your end is not happy, it doesn't mean that the whole life will not be happy because of certain situation. Because earlier also I shared the same thought that when my mother in 2013 when she passed away, I had a thought that it's over. The chapter is almost over now. I'll not able to, because I was very close to my mother. She was my soul. So the chapter is closed. I'll not be able to overcome it, the problem, and I'll not be able to survive. I had that thought that it's over now. But then after, when I look back to my father, I thought that if I'll behave like this, then that will create something very bad things that make my father feel sad, or that will hamper my father a lot. So I thought that now I'm not going to make it as my ending. I have to again try. I have to move on. And then after I joined a job, I did well in that job. I changed my mood. I met many people. I explored new life, and I enjoyed. Like I was, though still I feel. So if I think of that, I feel sad. Like why it happened to me. But then there is some reason. Since we are all a human being, we are here. At the end, we will be die. At certain age, we'll be die. So that's a life. That's a cycle of the life. But then I had my daughter with me. Then she's a kind of new life. She gave me a new life. I felt that I got my mother back. So for me, though at that point of time, I thought that the movie that everything is end, but that was not the real thing. It's all depend on you, and the life will go on. Just you have to move on. You have to be happy in your life and never give up. Thank you. Over to you, DTM Supriya.
Thank you so much, Sister Smita. I can hear that your happiness is actually pestering you, saying, "Mama, mama, mama, please attend to your the happiness of your life." Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now I move on to my third victim for the day. Hello, Toastmaster Nimisha.
Hello,
The topic
Toastmaster.
for you. Hi. The topic for you is Toastmaster Nimisha. Follow your gut, storyteller. It will lead to your happy ending. Follow your gut, storyteller. It will lead you to your happy ending. Toastmaster Nimisha.
Thank you so much, Madam Table Topic Master, Chef Priya. Well, I definitely agree with this, that follow your gut, because I also shared this in one of my speeches because when this lockdown was going to happen, and I had this feeling inside me, which tells me that uh, if you don't go to your home right now, probably you will be stuck in Gurgaon like for a very long time. And I also tried to convince my family. It was, I only found one car which was going to drop me at my hometown on the Janta curfew day, that is public curfew day. And I told them that if it's not now, I don't think so I will be coming able to come home. My father was saying, do whatever you want to do since you don't listen. My mother was saying, don't, because she cares for me. And but my gut feeling was telling me that probably you will be stuck, because within a few days these things happened and I had to take a decision. I went on with my gut feeling. I packed light, yes, but I went on with my gut feeling and I booked the cab and I came home. And that very night, Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi declared lockdown. So that actually helped me to understand that yes, I should follow my gut feeling, because every time I think that I have so many options to take from, but I definitely go with the option which actually gives me, which actually my gut feeling tells me that this is what you want, this is what you should do. And trust me, I will say I have a success rate of 80 to 85% in that. So I will definitely ask you all to go with your gut feeling, because it will definitely take you somewhere which is satisfiable. So thank you. Over to you, Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nimisha. That was a lovely take. Now I'm come to my last victim for the day. Yes. Last victim for the day. She has been showing her pretty face throughout the day, and I am just going to let her take my last topic. All right, Toastmaster Anusha, here it goes. Happy endings are best achieved by keeping the right doors locked. Happy endings are best achieved by keeping the right doors locked. Toastmaster Anisha.
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master Chef Priya. When the team mod, Madam Toastmaster of the Day asked, what is that one word that you would reflect for the year that has gone by, 2020? That one word that came to my mind was within. I moved within my house. I moved within myself. I searched for the success and happiness that I really wanted in my soul and not outside, as instead I earlier used to do. So within is where I moved. And within, I could find myself that, okay, I have to be locked in home, similar to, owing to the circumstances, similar to my previous speaker, Toastmaster Nimisha. I too had to come out of a place instantly because of the lockdown. I too had to say goodbye to certain people. I too had to come down to an ending to a place where I was happily staying. Goodbyes have never been easy. They're always tough. Endings are not good always. They're often sad endings. Over the past 10 years, my family and I, we have almost every year packed our stuff, moved to a new place, said goodbye to a place which we called our humble abode for a few years, sometimes even less than a year. And similar thing happened to me this year in the March. When I moved to my home back, I felt myself locked in my room, in the safe walls of my home. And similar to the condition that almost half the world faced. But I realized that this is where I can find my happiness. Locked but happy, locked but safe, locked but comfortable with my family. And that is why I could find myself, my happiness. Thank you. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anisha. And let's all try to find our happiness, even though some of the doors are locked. Thank you for the beautiful take. With this, I sign off as the table topic master for today and hand it over back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master. It was, I hope I'm audible. Yes.
You're audible and visible. Please take it forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for taking up this exciting session at the very last moment and doing it so nicely. After this impromptu speeches, now we move on to the power talk of the session today. Today, our power talk speaker is DTM Souvik Datta. Many of us know him. He's a veteran Toastmaster, an area director, associate CGD for District 41 and District 41 chief judge. All these hats that he had worn in the past. He's a founder member of East Delhi Toastmaster Club and Delhi Junction Toastmasters Club. Currently, he's working at the European Union delegation to India and Bhutan. He's passionate about the environment, urbanization, water, sanitization, and issues related to governance. He loves to travel to new places, but I see the COVID is a restriction nowadays, probably. A double master's degree and an MBA holder, he's currently pursuing his PhD from AMU. Today, he's going to talk about a very powerful debate, I would say. We always say that we want to be a better speaker, but without being a better listener, we can never be a better speaker. And today, he's going to enlighten us with a power talk titled Active Listening. So please help me welcome Souvik Datta on the virtual stage. Welcome, sir. And I can see your video. Can we do a quick audio test?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, very much. Thank you so much. So here we have DTM Souvik Datta, Active Listening. Active Listening, DTM Souvik Datta.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Your secrets are safe with me because there is a good chance that I wasn't listening. All of you out here are very good speakers, but are you equally good listeners? Let's find out. How many times in a day do you have to repeat yourself? How many times that you have been listening to someone and then later on you realize that you haven't understood anything that the other person is saying? When most people talk, they're not fully listening. Communication is not a one-way street. It needs a speaker and it needs a listener. And it needs an audience like you. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. According to the research, we speak 60% of your communication time on listening. But still, we are not good at it. We are able to retain at most 25 to 30% of what we listen. Listening to music while driving, while you're eating and watching TV, or listening to a lecture while taking notes are all good examples of what I call as passive listening. You are listening, but you have no intention to respond. And your mind wanders and you're mostly distracted. Active listening involves listening with all your senses. So you use all your senses to actually listen, and that is what active listening is. As babies, we listened to the sound of the rattles, and we stared at them, mesmerized. That is the initiation of active listening, without even understanding what was happening. But these sounds stimulated our hearing. In our early childhood days, our grandparents and our parents narrated stories and made us more engaged in whatever they were saying. This also helped us improve our listening skills. When my wife and I were disciplining our son for wasting his food, he kept answering back. So we decided to step back and listen to what he was saying. And once he finished speaking, we slipped a piece of advice. He responded positively. Because we were prepared to listen to him, he was willing to listen to us. Most often than not, when we are listening to another person who is speaking, we focus on ourselves, such as where do I agree with that person or disagree? What should I say in response? How do I use the words that the other person is using? In other words, we put ourselves in spotlight. I'd like to bring in Stephen Covey's quote out here, and he says, most people do not listen with an intent to understand. They listen with an intent to reply. In active listening, we have to put the spotlight on the speaker, on the other person. We have to put ourselves in the other person's shoes. We have to think in their wavelength. And we have to listen not just to the words, but what is behind the words. We have to listen to the underlying emotions, the feelings, and as well as the needs. Listening can help us improve our connect with the other human beings. It can create a rapport. It can build trust and also show that we care. After all, everyone wants to be heard in this world. Toastmasters have stressed the importance of speaking to be a very important, a very good speaker. That's why in the evaluation sessions are one of the critical and more crucial sessions or in any Toastmasters experience. To be able to give an honest and valuable feedback to the speaker, we should be able to listen and absorb everything that the speaker is saying. Similarly, other roles like the supplementary roles like the grammarian, timer, as well as the R counter are very important roles to improve our listening skills. And all these help us, as I say, is the CRR, or the comprehend, the retain, and the to respond skills that we need to have, which will help us improve our both verbal as well as non-verbal communications, which I refer to as the cash reserve ratio of active listening. Active listening is not easy. It needs to be practiced every day. Since my wedding day, I've been trying very hard to listen to my wife. And I'm still trying. In online meeting, it's even more difficult to keep our attention, the focus, but it's equally important to do so. There are some few key active listening techniques that I would like to share with you, which I have learned over the years, and probably some of it you know yourself very well, but I'll still like to reiterate them to you. One is pay attention. Give the speaker undivided attention and acknowledge the message that the speaker is planning or giving to us. Recognize that non-verbal communication also speaks loudly. Look at the speaker directly. Put aside any distractions or any side conversations. Don't look at your watch or your mobile phone when the other speaker is talking. Number two is listen, show that you're listening. Nod occasionally, smile, and use your facial expression. Mirror the expression of the speaker to show that you are listening to that person. Make your posture open and interested. And encourage the speaker by continuing with small verbal comments like yes, aha. Don't interrupt the speaker. Wait for the speaker to end and to complete his speech before you can actually start clarifying or ask questions. As a listener, your role is to understand what is being said. Don't impose solutions. Ask questions to clarify anything that you would like to ask. What do you mean by when you say, is that what you mean? But do it after the speaker finishes his talk. And lastly, keep an open mind. Listen without judging the other person or mentally criticizing the person who is speaking. Some of you may be already evaluating me right now. As soon as you become judgmental, you have compromised your effectiveness as a listener. The better you are at listening, the more informative or the information you will receive, and more propitious you will be in your activities. I'm reminded of a famous quote by Dalai Lama. He said that when you talk, you are only sort of communicating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. Active listening can play a big role in your career and strengthen your bonds with your family and friends. Imagine choosing leaders on their ability to listen and not in their ability to talk. Imagine that we as parents listen to our children rather than other way around. This listening happens when we suspend our right to be right. Good listening is like in tuning to a radio station. If you want good results, you have to listen to only one, or you can listen to only one station at a time. To tune into a speaker, you must first choose to put away all the distractions that you may be having and noise as well. That might mean putting aside your book, moving away from the sink to where you might be washing your dishes, and switching off your mobile phone. Friends, I'd like to leave you with Ralph C. Smedley's advice. Real communications is impossible without listening. Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Shobhik Datta, for helping us actually understand what truly active listening is. I was actually busy preparing my notes, and then I realized that it's more of an application than a theory, and we ensure you that we'll be practicing it now more than ever after understanding it better. So after our 4 interesting segments of the professional speakers meeting, we move to one of the most critical element to help us understand where we stand, what can we do better, and what is it that we can excel at. So to help us understand that better, we have our set of evaluators who have been working in the background so long. Each of us took the virtual stage one by one, but those people were continuously working as we speak on this virtual platform. Please help me welcome the person who's leading the team of evaluators, Toastmaster Sandeep Kumar, our general evaluator of the meeting. On the virtual stage here. Thank you, Sandeep. So Sandeep is a goal-oriented person and he's leading his life with passion. There is no denying the fact that he's a friend for everyone, but professionally, he's a sales professional and he's working currently as an area manager at Daikin Air Conditioning India Private Limited. He has been associated with Toastmasters for almost 5 years now. And I'm very proud to say that we belong to the same home club to start with, that's Faridabad Toastmasters Club. I welcome Sandeep as the general evaluator of the meeting today. Sandeep, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the day, for such a great introduction. Yes, indeed, it's a section to improve ourselves, help the other role players or the speakers to improve. So are you ready to provide your feedback? Yes, let us begin with evaluation for professional speech. Let me invite District Toastmaster Shipriya Gori on the stage to take the feedback.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. A very good evening to everyone. I will quickly start my first set of feedback from the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Roli.
Thank you, Shivpriya. I loved your expressions, the vocal variety. The opening was fantastic. Healthy, helpless, the way you said it. And I really enjoyed all the stories that you had. I think that more stories could have been added. You could have had more examples. Also, I would advise you to avoid using the word and.
Noted. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Roli. May I request Toastmaster Urfia to kindly share her feedback for the speech.
Thank you. So, like you said in your speech, moral science was your favorite subject. It was one of my favorite speech. And one lesson that I took from your speech was that living the luxury life where we don't have to do anything is not the ideal life. So that was a lesson I took. One thing you could have included in your speech could be along the lines of we should try to help someone achieve something versus doing it for them. Those could be the two comparison that you could have shown us. Overall, enjoyed your speech a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Urfia. DTM Shovik, would you be able to share your feedback? If yes, please turn on your camera or unmute yourself. Lovely.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can hear you and see you.
I have only positive comments to you, I think.
So kind of you.
I loved your pauses, your facial expressions, and your use of words. Really loved all of them. One recommendation would be, I would have loved to see you stand and deliver your speech. So that's one thing I missed. Thank
All
you.
right, duly noted. Thank you so much, sir. I would now request my fellow speaker, Aditya Gupta, if you have something for me.
Points have already been covered, but I think you had a great take on that topic. No further recommendations.
Thank you so much. May I request Toastmaster Anshu Prasad to kindly share her feedback.
Priya, your today's speech was quite emotional. Your emotions were pouring out, and I don't have any recommendation for you, except if you could have a stand and deliver your speech. Thank you.
Duly noted. Thank you. May I request my fellow speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, to kindly share some feedback if he can.
Shipriya, I felt that the title of your speech could have been different. I have shared an idea for a title with you. Do consider that.
All right, definitely. Thank you, DTM Rupinder. Now I would request the Toastmaster of the day if you could just share your feedback with me. Madam Tiamodi.
Yeah, hi. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yes, many of my commendations have already been covered, and that is one specific that I would like to highlight again is that of all the speeches that I've heard from you in past, this is the best in terms of your composure, the calm on your face, and the conviction in your voice. That was truly remarkable, that I would say. Only one thing that I would recommend for improvement is that the transition when you did from making us realize that we need not help, the transition could have been more smooth in terms of uh, rather than just saying don't help, you could have made it more dramatic, you could have made it more impactful. That's the only thing that I can think of. That's from my side.
Thank you so
Overall,
much, ma'am.
beautiful experience for me.
Thank you very much, Madam Tiamodi. And do I have some more time to take one last feedback, Mr. Timer? Or am I cutting close?
You can take one more.
Okay, may I request the gentle evaluator to kindly give me one recommendation?
Shipriya actually showed a different aspect of help, which I think different from the literally meaning, and the voice expressions were well related to the content. The only thing which I can give the feedback is in the last part of there was a long pause, which I felt that you missed something.
Okay.
So you have to maintain the continuity. The rest of the speech was great.
All right. So to summarize, first and foremost, I could have added more stories. I could have probably made a smoother transition. I could have definitely stood up and given a much more impactful speech. And I think somewhere during the transition, there were some long pauses, which kind of felt that I stopped the speech or something like that. I might have to work on it. I do intend to give the speech again, and I plan to incorporate the same, and with a reduction of A and D in my speech. With that, I hand over the stage back to the general evaluator for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Shipriya. Now, please join me in inviting our first speaker, Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh, on the stage to receive the feedback.
Thank you. I'm looking for recommendations to my speech, and only if you run out of recommendations, you can give me commendations. I will start with our Power Talk speaker, Shavik Datta.
Hi, Rupinder. Rupinder, no, I'll have one commendation and one recommendation. The commendation is like I love the use of humor that you did even from right from the beginning. The use of your the quote and then personalizing the quote with your wife's phone number. So it was really something to take away. Thank you for that, and also the humor that you brought about commenting on your tea, biscuits, and drinks and things like that. One recommendation that I have noticed is I don't know whether that it's your USP. You didn't smile. You hardly smiled in the speech. I mean, I would have thought that you could have brought out some smile through your expressions. So that was possibly missing. So over to you.
Thank you. I actually made a series of smileys. Let me now go to Urfia Abdul.
I will not say commendation since you said you only want recommendation. I missed the first half of your speech, but one thing, very minor maybe, you could place your camera in a way where we could see more of you. So I could only see your face and your fingers when you were raising your hands. So maybe place your camera in a way where we could see like a face of your body. That's all I want to say.
Thank you very much for sharing your feedback. May I request Anisha?
Yes, DTM Rupinder. In terms of recommendations, I would say that since I'm really penchant about callbacks, I felt that your callback didn't have a strong impact. So I think you can improve that. I did like the part that you rephrased it towards the end, but making it stronger is my recommendation.
Okay, thank you. May I request our grammarian, Rolisena?
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder. I was very happy with the examples that you had and the way you were enunciating the words. That was remarkable. I felt that the structure could have been improved, like you could have had points, and those points needed to be summarized because this is something like an informative speech. We need to take those points back with us. So that summary was essential in my opinion.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Aditya?
I felt you were slightly low on energy today as compared to your previous speeches. I'd say I missed that energy level. I loved you finished the speech with a complete circle. You finished what you started with. I especially loved that part, the Ben Parker and the humor joke you started with. That's the only feedback I have.
Thank you. May I request Raj Mehta to give me feedback?
Rupinder, overall, I liked your speech, but one thing which I pointed out is that you were lacking words because you were repeating the word criminal again and again. Instead of using the word again, you should have used some other word. Similarly, I felt that I was not sure whether you were talking about the GE role as in general or GE role which you have done in your past, because sometimes you were giving your own examples, or sometimes you were giving examples of others. But what I liked is that the three takes which were given in the at the end of the speech. Thank you.
Thank you. Anshupriya Prasad.
Yes, Rupinder, I was hoping some more insight on GE role as I was looking for to do it more efficiently by using your knowledge, but that's the only suggestion.
Thank you. Since the yellow card is up, let me start by telling you the challenge that I had was that my screen froze. So there was no way of telling whether I was at green, yellow, or red. Hence the hurry in completing my speech, and perhaps the conclusion not being that effective. I have to smile, and I have placed a list of smileys next to me. Camera placement duly acknowledged. Callback wasn't strong. Once again, goes back to the fiasco I had with the screen freezing. Structure could be improved. Totally get that. Energy was low. That I will work on. Loved that feedback from Raj Mehta that I was reusing words, and that is something that I'm not known for. I need to work on that. And to your point, Anshupriya, I will do a professional speech on how to be a proper general evaluator. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rupinder. Now it's time to call our second speaker. Please join me in welcoming Aditya Gupta on virtual stage to receive the feedback.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I would love to hear what our Power Talk speaker has to say to start with.
Hi, Aditya, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Aditya, I must say that considering I've seen you perform on the stage earlier, you were quite low on energy. I don't know, while introducing your video blog, I mean, I thought you were quite, I mean, you were, okay, let's go on with the motion. So that kind of impression I got. So I don't know whether I should provide feedback on that or on the video only, because I thought the video was really interesting. You were short on breath, and still you were trying to film and bring out the various elements of your travel out in the hills. I would have been more excited to see some more of the scenic beauty around you. Probably that one thing that I was looking forward to. And what I didn't connect, no, I think I connected with the experience as such that you tried to bring out, the experience of your trek in the hills and the low oxygen and things like that. So basically, it really you brought that feeling out clearly. But yeah, just a little bit more on the exciting scenic aspects would have made the video much more better. Thank you.
Thank you for the feedback. May I now request our guest Toastmaster of the day from last week, Orphia?
Hello, Aditya. I really love your speech. Something that I noted while I could see the video, I really like the humor in your subtitles or the added comments that you had in addition to what you were saying. For example, when you said trekking for 5 minutes and break for 10 minutes, I laughed on that. Maybe you could add the duration of the subtitles because they were moving really fast. So maybe for the audience to read them properly, have them stay for longer. What I did not connect with was maybe the music, the background music could be something catchy. One option could be some Hollywood or Bollywood song. The other option could be anything instrumental but catchy that could connect the audience more. What can be improved? I would really like to see more clips of you talking. Uh, there were a few, and they were really engaging. That's when I thought I could really interact with you as a vlogger. So maybe more clips of you talking in future videos. And for visual representation, since your project was on that, you could use, like you said, you used your phone, right? You could use Canva, if you have heard of that. It is a free software tool available easily, Canva. And iMovie, if you have those, that could help you with effects added to your subtitles and your images that you are adding on your videos. That is all from my end. Thank you.
Thank you for the feedback. May I now request our grammarian, Toastmaster Roli?
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya.
Being a trekker, I would like to know what your thoughts were.
Yeah, so thank you for reliving that trek for me. I've done it like, I think 3 or 4 times. And I could relate to all the treacherous points that you went through And especially when you went up and you realized that you made a mistake and you had to come back down. That was really relatable. I think that during the entire video, you need to reduce the camera movement. It needs to be slowed down because you're going so fast that it is difficult for us to appreciate the beauty around the mountain, especially the clouds that were shown. In your speech, I think you could have ended it by listing down the lessons that you learned. Those I felt did not come out so clearly. We had to infer, it was not listed explicitly. The next thing is the analysis of like exactly how much time you took, how much time was lost, what could you do better, and what is it that the future solo trekkers can learn from you, from your trip. So I think those points can be added. Your vlog could have all of those points. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for the feedback. I now see the red card is up. With that, I'll hand it over back to our GE.
Thank you, Aditya. That was for all the speakers. Now time has come to listen from our tag role players. I would like to invite first the grammarian to present her report.
Thank you, Mr. G. I'd like to share this screen. So this has all the creative usages. I've listed down according to the speakers. So Rupinder in his intro has connoisseur, laggard, and then he used the word riveting. With great power comes great responsibility. At one point, I really liked the use of the word criminal. Honey had a very nice phrasing, difficult year, different year, and she used the phrase, empathetic leadership has evolved, humility has taken over, we are moving towards meaningful connections. I really love these phrases. Distinguished Toastmaster, Shivpriya had sniper gun looking for a target to help, smiles turning upside down, helper in me jumped out, and numerous happiness of your life, follow your gut, storyteller. I really like that. And Aditya had lessons in disguise, raw footage, unfiltered emotions. Sushmita had hamper and she gave me a new life. Anisha had a few, goodbyes are never easy, humble abode, and penchant for callbacks. And Shavik sir, I think it's better that we just go back and review the recording because I kind of lost track of it. I couldn't write anymore, but I loved the CRR of active listening, which is comprehend, retain, respond. I really love that. Even while delivering the feedback, he was able to give us so many, like don't impose a solution, keep an open mind, mentally criticizing. There were so many, I really could not have done that. Finally, I come to the awkward usages. So I have a few categories. And so let me just select. So appropriate phrasing in terms of satisfiable is not a word. Let's use satisfying instead. Then articles we really need to improve upon. It's not a year full, it's an year full. It's not the March because the month is being spoken, so there is no need for an article there. Then we could work on our conciseness. Instead of saying very much, we could say quite. A story of mine could be replaced by my story. And there are incomplete sentences that I felt needed to be rephrased so that the complete thought comes out. Then there were phrasing, I believe. Apologies. There were a lot of repetitions, yeah, which I categorized as variety. For example, There was one Toastmaster who used the word different a lot. It could be replaced by divergent, numerous, varied, various. Powerful was used a lot, which could be replaced by stunning, important, impressive, forceful, unarguable, potent, or impressive, as the context might be. This was already pointed out, so you can understand who did this. But criminal could have been replaced with gross, unacceptable, inexcusable, preposterous, shameful, unforgivable. And that is where I would love to congratulate the people who used the word of the day. Distinguished Toastmaster Shavik, Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder, and I don't know why the screen has frozen again, but Honey also used it. Thank you very much, and back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Rolly. Indeed, it was a detailed report, and definitely all the members have written the points which you have mentioned, and there will be improvement next time, I hope. Now the time has come to call the counter, Anshu Priya on the stage to present her report.
Thank you, Sandeep. First of all, I wish to applaud for the speakers who had zero or minimum speech impediments, and they are DTM Shipriya, DTM Rupinder, Ufia, Aditya, though he has spoken for very less time. Good job. You have made this meeting more propitious for us. So DTM Shipriya, I will start with DTM Shipriya. DTM Shipriya, in her professional speech, she only had one short pause and 2 repeats. And as Rolly suggested, she should wisely use conjunction and DTM Rupinder, in his presidential speech, he only misspelled one word, which was a new word, so it was okay. And in his speech, he had only one repeat. And Urfia, in his TT speech, she was clear of any speech impediments, so was Aditya. And Sandeep, in the base segment, there were a few fumbles. And our TMOD done, and TMOD only had in her entire TMOD role, she only had 3 hours and 3 short pauses and 1 repeat. Sorry, 3 repeats. And okay, Urfia, no, Suchishmita, in her TT speech, she had 5 hours, 5+ hours and 3 repeats. Nisha had 2 hours and 1 short pause, sorry, 1 Anisha had 2 hours and 1 and DTM Shavik had, in his Power Talk speech, he had 3 hours and 2 and 4 repeats. Rolly, as grammarian, had 5 hours and 2 and 1 short pause. In G segment, Rolly had 2 hours and Tia had 2 hours. And Shavik had 5 hours and 1 Ani had 2 hours. Tia had 2 hours. So that's it from me. Over to you.
Thank you, Anshu Priya. Now let me invite our last tag role player, who is the Swiss Toastmaster Raj Mehta, to present timer's report.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sandeep. Rupinder Singh, doing the role of PEO, took 7 minutes and 10 seconds out of 10 minutes for the business section. For introduction of the Toastmaster of the day, he took 38 minutes, he was allotted 1 minute. 38 seconds, he was allotted 1 minute. Hani Khanduza, as Toastmaster of the day, took 5 minutes when 1 second, while she was allotted only 3 minutes for the introduction of the theme. And then she took 1 minute 55 seconds out of 2 minutes, where she saved time 5 seconds for the structure of the theme meeting. And for introduction of the role, she was allotted 2 minutes, and she took 2 minutes and 47 seconds. For introduction of the professional speaker, she took 1 minute to 24 seconds, though she was allotted 1 minute. Professional speaker was allotted 18 minutes. Shivpriya Gori, DTM, took 14 minutes and 5 seconds, whereby saving, or I would say unutilizing, 3 minutes and 55 seconds. Toastmaster of the day took 1 minute and 18 seconds instead of 1 minute allotted for the silence. Then introduction of the speaker one, she took 3 minutes and 18 seconds, while the time allotted was only 1 minute. Speaker one, Rupinder Singh, took 7 minutes and 16 seconds within time. Silence for 1 minute was to be observed, but it was for 1 minute and 7 seconds. Introduction of the speaker number 2, Toastmaster Aditya. The introduction took 1 minute and 38 seconds, while the time allotted was 1 minute. Toastmaster Aditya, as the second speaker, took 6 minutes and 45 seconds. That was within time. Silence took 1 minute and 13 seconds, while the time allotted for silence was 1 minute. Introduction of Table Topic Master took 1 minute and 38 seconds. Time allotted was 1 minute. Table Topic session in total took 12 minutes and 45 seconds. The time allotted was 10 minutes. Table Topic Speaker number 1, Orfia, took 1 minute and 59 seconds within time. Table Topic Speaker number 2, Suchi Smita, took 2 minutes and 26 seconds within time. Table Topic Speaker number 3, Nimisha, took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And Table Topic Speaker number 4, Anisha, took 2 minutes and 08 seconds. Toastmaster of the day, introduction of the Power Talk speaker took 1 minute and 56 seconds, while the time allotted was 1 minute. Power Talk speaker Shavik Datta DTM took 11 minutes and 55 seconds, while the time allotted was 10 minutes. Toastmaster of the day took 2 minutes and 14 seconds for the introduction of the general evaluator, while the time allotted was 1 minute. General evaluator till now has taken 29 seconds. Time allotted for the total session of general evaluation is 35 minutes. General evaluator, evaluation of first speaker, that is PS, given by Shivpriya Gori, took 5 minutes and 48 seconds. Time allotted was 5 minutes. Rupinder Singh as first speaker took 5 minutes and 59 seconds, while the time allotted was 5 minutes. Aditya as speaker took 5 minutes and 14 seconds, while the time allotted was 5 minutes. Rolis Sina as the grammarian, while giving the report, took 4 minutes and 26 seconds, while the time allotted was only 3 minutes. Anshupriya Gori took 3 minutes and 2 seconds, while the time allotted was 3 minutes. And I have taken 4 minutes and 1 second, while the time allotted was only 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Raj Mehta. Now I quickly evaluate Table Talk speakers. The first speaker was Toastmaster Urfia. Her topic was "There is no real ending. It is just a stop for story." The speaker started well with a personal story, which was very emotional and well connected to the audience. Then followed by incident of receiving an offer and how the fortune turned in favor of her. The speaker was having smile and confident throughout. The only recommendation I can give to speaker is make a eye connect. And second, if the speech was operational, please have a better control so that audience receive well. The second speaker was Toastmaster guest Suchi Smita. If the ending is not happy, the movie is not over. The speaker expressed different opinion on the topic, which is I think a challenge thing which she has done. Then she started the incident of mother, father, her professional life, and how she learned new things while connected the new people. The speaker was confident throughout. The recommendation to the speaker is the organization of content could be better. Third speaker was guest Nimisha. Her topic was follow your gut. It will lead to your happy ending. The speaker started with a personal story and conclusion was made at last very well, which supported to the content. To make the speech more effective, if the speaker could have the proper pauses, that will make the speech more powerful. Last speaker was Toastmaster Nisha. Her topic was happy endings are best achieved by keeping the right doors locked. The speaker expressed her thoughts on goodbyes followed by examples. The content was well organized by her opinions and followed by the conclusion. My recommendation to speaker is if she could have carried the smile and added a personal story that could have make the speech more effective. Now let me share how we stand as in the meeting. Hope it is visible. Now, presiding officer did a very fantastic job. He started very well. He carried his role, narrating the mission statement, introductions of Toastmaster Day. He conducted business segment very well. Next is Toastmaster of the Day. The Toastmaster of the Day did a fantastic job by briefing the themes, introductions, and she actually introduced the meeting structure, role players, which is I think a great part. The only recommendation which I give to Toastmaster of the Day is she could improve on the introduction part while calling the speakers. That makes the introduction more clear and crisp. I would appreciate distinguished Toastmaster Shivpriya to take the impromptu role of table topic. She conducted very well, and the only recommendation which I can give to table topic master is the topics could be short to make the speakers understanding very well. Last is evaluation. That is not for the audience. That is for the general evaluator. That general evaluator missed the general evaluation roles for the benefit of the guest. Overall, the meeting was great. Throughout the time, most of the speakers turned on their cameras. The energy was quite low. It could be better by having the applauses while calling the role players on the stage and while someone is leaving on the stage. Hope we will cover all these points in the next meeting to make it a best meeting. Now I would like to hand over the stage to presiding officer. This is Toastmaster Rupinder Singh.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you very much for your diligent report. And thank you to all the role players for their roles today. And thus comes an end to our last Sunday meeting of 2020. On behalf of professional speakers, I wish you all a very happy 2021. And I hope to see you again in our next meetings. Speaking of next meetings, I would like to take feedback from our guests at this stage. Let us start with the last name on the participant list, at least on my screen, Urfi Abdul.
Overall, a good meeting to attend. Always take away something with me. Happy to come back again, and will continue to come here again. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Urfia. Wishing you a very happy 2021. Suchaspita, long time. Good to see you.
Yeah. It's a nice experience always to be here. And today I saw something new, like in a speech, you can play a video and you can share the experience. That was completely new for me, a new thing, a creative thing. And I always feel pleasure to be here. And whenever I get the time It's like, yeah, I want to be here. I want to learn from you all. Thank you.
You're always welcome. Very happy 2021 to you as well. Shavik, our Power Talk speaker, how did you like our meeting?
As always, enjoyed the meeting. I've attended your meetings earlier as well. So there's always something to learn, take away, which I always appreciate in the participating in your meeting. So thank you for inviting me, and yeah, hope to be here again very soon in your meeting. Thank you very much. Best wishes for the new year. Stay safe and keep healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Shavik. Wishing you a very happy 2021. Stay happy. Nimisha, by the way, congratulations on becoming president of TCS Maitri Gurgaon Toastmasters Club. Welcome
Thank
to our
you.
meeting. How some feedback would be appreciated.
Thank you so much. Yes, I joined a little late and I missed the professional speech from Distinguished Toastmaster Chef Priya. But I'm definitely going back to the YouTube and will see it. And I joined it quite late. I mean, after a long time. It was a worthy experience. I actually learned a lot today, be it on the journal evaluation, be it on the active listener side. A recommendation, it was my opinion. I felt that the table topics could have been a little bit more, since a professional speaker also leveraged some time, unutilized some time, some minutes. So some more involvement from in the table topics. We can have more than four in the 2 hours of the meeting. That's just my opinion. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Your feedback will be given to the current and the next VP of Education. We'll try and incorporate more of them. Wishing you a very happy 2021. On table topics, I know that there was some feedback around the length of the table topics being a bit long. Shiv Priya was being faithful to Mukesh Thakur, who originally gave her the topics. So, and I think she did a wonderful job there. Thank you very much, Shiv Priya. Moving on to Anisha Gupta, who's become a constant fixture in in these meetings and such a welcome addition.
Thank you, TTM Rupinder. It's a pleasure to be here, and that's why I keep coming back. I hope I am not barging in often. As always, I love the vibes at professional speakers, and especially the structure. The theme of the meeting is always like enlightening and warm, especially in the cold weather. Just a recommendation, if I had to give one, would be that I've sometimes noticed that the spotlight is not constantly changed, and since professional speakers is maybe perhaps one of those few clubs who actually stream on YouTube live, so this aspect could be better. Yeah, and I would like to actually have a longer duration of table topics, so if there are more guests, they can participate as well. I love coming back over here, and I appreciate that everyone is welcoming. Thank you, and happy 2021 to everyone.
Happy 2021 to you. And Rolisana, if you are taking note, there is a demand for longer table topics. I would ask you to talk to Devina as well, who's the incoming VP Education. Let's now turn our attention to our members. Anything that you would like to add?
Yes, I would like to add, Distinguished Toastmaster Rupinder Singh. First and foremost, I would like to apologize for everyone for my lousy job at Zoom Master. It's just generally I try to do a good job, but today it got a little chaotic, and I sincerely apologize for not spotlighting the right speakers at the right time. I will take that feedback and I'll incorporate the same in my next meeting as a Zoom Master. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Rupinder.
No need to apologize. In fact, when somebody asks me for a Zoom master or a tech master, there are two people in this room whose name I always take. One is yours and the other one is Toastmaster Nimisha. So I think one bad day doesn't make you a bad person. or a horrible tech master. I think you are a wonderful tech master. Let's move on to someone else who would like to give feedback. Anyone else?
I would just like to thank all the members of the professional speakers and the current SE for carrying the entire professional speakers for the 2020 in the tough times. And let's hope for the best in our next meeting. That will be new year with a new spirit and new professional speakers.
Thank you very much, Mukesh. I personally have one feedback, one suggestion actually for Raj Mehta. I appreciate what you're doing to improve your speaking skills. One thing that has worked for me is I watch English soaps. I watch them on mute. I watch them with subtitles. Then I try to say those subtitles. I replay them back, see how they were said. Then I try to mimic them. Now, there is a danger that you will probably adopt one particular character. That is why I watch different English soaps. So I forced myself to watch Friends, even though I did not like it much. I forced myself to watch Two and a Half Men, and then of course there is always my favorite, The Big Bang Theory. So try that if that works for you. Anybody else who would like to give feedback?
I
And then
protest. How can you not like Friends?
Rupinder,
I don't like Game of Thrones.
Rupinder, I have heard your ideas and your advices. Could you also tell me by watching what you want me to improve?
The pronunciation and the enunciation. It will help you improving the pronunciation and the enunciation. Yeah.
Along with the sentence construction, a different way of constructing the same sentence. For example,
especially the vocal variety part.
in fact, for example, Charlie Harper is probably the greatest example for humor, for actually
Stoic humor. Stoic humor. He or Sheldon Cooper.
Exactly.
Okay.
So these
things
actually give you, especially in table topics, some of those styles can actually help you a lot because you're able to connect to any random anecdote and link humor to it. So those things really help you. I second DTM Rupinder, something which I don't usually do.
For my part, what I'm also doing for currently is I'm watching The Crown. Now that is a totally different kind of English. It is the UK dialect of English. I'm still trying to come to terms with how to merge the two styles together and still retain my individuality, retain my original. I'm not trying to copy the accent, but there's a way in which they speak and there's a way in which the Americans speak. Two very different ways. I'm still trying to figure out what that is.
And
Hopefully that
also
will be
it
my next
will
learning.
explore or it will help us improve our vocabulary because in Crown, most of the words are actually quite archaic, which are not regularly used in
Yes.
today's conversation style. So that will definitely enhance our vocabulary and enhance our speaking style.
Yes, I learned a word called reprehend yesterday.
That advice is well taken. I would like to say something for today's meeting. I found that while the supplementary role players were giving reports, be it the grammarian, be it the timer, be it the hour counter, we were not able to give this report within the time allotted 3 minutes. So are we required to do something with the timing of the report submission, or we should become more efficient in submitting the reports? Somewhere we have to work on it.
So I don't know if you're asking for opinions right now. Thank you, Mukesh, for letting me know that I can stop the live streaming.